Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Sunday Morning. Didn't make the Saturday night version once again. Feel a little bit tired. Been very busy at work insulating, which is good in like everything I'm thinking lately. It's good and it's got its points that aren't so hot as well. It's really good to be busy. I'm thankful to be gainfully employed. I'm also very thankful to be doing what I would say is good work, as the Buddha would put it, insulating houses and making them more energy efficient and quieter and safer. All that's really good. And I do enjoy sort of the rhythm of getting up every day. And but the thing is, I've started to realize, as I get a little bit older, the body starts to be like, that's probably not what you want to be doing every day. So when we're fairly busy, we can blow like 200 bags, 150, 180, sometimes 250, if we're on a wide open job in a day. That means at 7 in the morning the next day, I have to get in that trailer, it's just me and Constantine, and load 150 bags, 25-pound bags. On the one hand, man, my core is getting in really good shape, and on the other hand, stapling all day, I get this, there's that rotator cuff acting up, isn't it? So, but anyhow, enough about me and my rotator cuff issues in Cellular Spray. Let's play some gospel-y kind of music here. Why don't we? Nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. I said, if I die, my soul gets lost. Well, it ain't nobody's fault but mine. I had a Bible in my hand. I had a Bible in my arm. If I don't read, my soul gets lost. Lord, it ain't nobody's fault but mine. She taught me how to read. And if I die, my soul gets lost. Man, it ain't nobody's fault but mine. Taught me how to play. Now if I don't sing all night, it ain't nobody's fault but mine. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. Said if I die, my soul gets lost. Man, it ain't nobody's fault but mine. Fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. Said if I die, my soul gets lost. Man, it ain't nobody's fault but mine. If I die, my soul it gets lost. Man, that ain't nobody's fault but mine. Ain't it the truth, people? Nobody's fault but mine. I'll play another up-tempo one here before we get to the slower gospel-y ones. I think I'll put a beat behind this one here. Not sure which beat I should put behind it. Let me try this one. Let's try this one. 60s soul beat from the Casio Selviano with the accompanying chords. Fisherman's Blues. '60s soul all the way. The Water Boys. All right, let's turn off those accompanying chords for a little bit. I don't know why this song, next song by the Grateful Dead, came to me. Comes a time this week, but it did. And, you know, I have a version of it in the key of A, which is what they used to play it in the 70s. And then I have this other totally illegal book that I found at some place that has all the lyrics of they have it in the key of G, which I like to play it in a lot better. And I'm wondering, because after this I want to play Tears of Rage by the band, Bob Dylan and the band. I wonder if they changed the chords, because it ends up sounding a lot like Tears of Rage when it's in the key of A. Anyhow, that's just my conspiracy theory of the day. There'll be more conspiracy theories later, don't you worry. Comes a time when the blind man takes your hand, says, don't you see? We gotta make it somehow. On the dreams you still believe, don't give it up. You got an empty cup that only love can fill. Been walking all morning, man, I've been walking all night. I don't see much difference between the dark and the light. Oh, I feel the wind, yeah, I taste the rain, but never in my mind to cause so much pain. Comes a time when the blind man takes your hand and says, don't you see? You gotta make it somehow. On all the dreams that you still believe in, don't give it up. You got an empty cup that only love will fill. the blind man will take your hand, says, man, don't you see? You gotta make it somehow upon the dreams that you still believe in. Don't give it up. Got an empty cup that only love will fill. Only love will fill. Well, the words come out like an angry stream. You hear yourself saying things, man, that you could never mean. And when you cool down, when you find your mind, you got a whole lot of words, man, that you're gonna have to stand behind. Comes a time when the blind man, he takes your hand, says, don't you see? You gotta make it somehow upon the dreams you still believe in. Don't give it up. An empty cup that only love will fill. Yeah, only love will fill it up. Only love will fill. Only love will fill it up. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ron. We all need that encouragement. You know, I was listening to a podcast this past week, and I was struck by what they said at the end. Take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of someone else, which seems to make so much sense to me. First, you got to take care of yourself, you know. I keep reminding myself, you know, get enough sleep, get enough exercise, eat right. You know, those things for me, especially when the light starts to go away for me, you know, and I feel more of this sort of sadness that wells up inside of me. Take care of yourself. If you can get yourself to a place where you've taken care of yourself, then you can take care of someone else, right? You can help your brother, help your sister along the way. Because right now, we all need a little extra help, you know? I mean, it's a dark time in a lot of ways, right? Coming into this winter. You know, we're seeing cases of the coronavirus move on up again. We're seeing that in Massachusetts. And we just had one little cold spell, right? So cold weather is coming, right? And I feel like most people, and the majority of people in Massachusetts kind of get it, right? And they're going to do their best to take care of themselves. But I'm sure cases are going to go up here as they're going up around, you know, the country. So this is a dark time we're coming into. You got to take care of yourself. because inevitably we will come out of this, right? That's just how life. It seems at times like oh, this will just go on and on and on. It will not. That's not the law, right? That's not how reality works. It will get better. It made me think though, before I play Tears of Rage, um, I want to play Death Don't Have No Mercy again. Because there's going to be a lot of death in these times. Look, with the climate changing so quickly now, and we're seeing the ramifications of, our effect on the environment in very big ways. And there is going to be a lot of death in this time. Death don't have no mercy, not in this land. Death don't have no mercy, not in this land. In this land. Death will leave you weeping, will leave you wailing in this land, in this land. It'll come to your house, you know that it don't take long. Wake up in the morning and find your father's gone. I said death don't have no mercy, not in this land. Death don't have no mercy, not in this land. Death don't have no mercy, not in this land, not in this land. It'll come to your house, you know it don't take long. You wake up in the morning and your sun is gone. Death don't have no mercy, not in this land. Reverend Gary Davis. Via the Grateful Dead and those psychedelic bands to get up here. For me, that version of Comes a Time that I played had this, at least in the key of G, has this chord progression that reminds me of another song that I wrote about death. On a happy Sunday morning. Let's play some more death songs. It's that C minor to G. That's such a lovely transition. I want to put a beat behind this one. What about just the bossa nova beat? I'm not sure I can remember all the words to this one. We'll just let the bossa nova beat go while I try to find it. Let's see. If this helps. Yesterday you told me you were lonely. You didn't know how you'd go on. Do you really believe you'll never see him again? Tell me, girl, you really believe he's gone? take this here thimble and see. Won't you see if you can bring 'em back to me. All this flesh stretched so tight across the bone. Why is it so hard? Just let go. All these rivers running into the sea, but still you don't believe. Walk with me on down to the ocean. Let's go down to the shore. Could you bring me back a single grain of sand? Does ever wanted more? Walk on down to every house in that village. Bring me back a single grain of rice. From any house where they've never lost a loved one. I've never had to pay that price. All these rivers running into the sea, still you don't believe. All this flesh stretched so tight across the bone. Why is it so hard to just make it back home? Time seems to move so slowly. You hear the ticking of every single clock. Well, don't you realize, my darling, this whole life ain't nothing but sea foam. It's lying in the rocks. Bring me back one tiny little acorn, bursting with the promise of a giant tree. Never gonna reach the heavens till it's rooted down. Man, it's just like you and me. See where this mighty tree has fallen. Fill your lungs with the stench of decay. Tell me why you'd waste another precious moment just thinking about yesterday. Thank you, Casio. Thank you, Casio, for that funky bossa nova beat. Yeah, it gets me thinking about the law of nature, the way that nature works. I've been thinking lately, sometimes when I catch myself pondering, that consciousness, what we see around, we see, what we see is this separate. Everything's separate from us. You know, there's me, there's the ego, there's my consciousness, and then everything else, every single person, every single plant, every single object is separate from me. And I've come to think that, you know, consciousness must act the way that everything else in nature acts, and that there's this splitting apart and there's this coming together, like a heartbeat. You know, they say that physicists say that one of the theories of the universe and matter is that, you know, there's a big bang, sort of an explosion where everything goes out, but then everything starts to contract back to another big bang. You know, there's not just one. That seems like a very finite, a very human concept. It's something that just happens once, never happens again. You know, it's more of a circle, or more of something that just keeps happening again and again. And so I think that consciousness goes out and it gets spread out, you know. The same as matter goes out and gets spread out. And so we perceive ourselves as separate from the other, you know. And that's where a lot of our pain and suffering comes from, is seeing ourselves as separate. Not having empathy, you know. I mean, our current president is a very great example of someone who just doesn't have any empathy, right? Just cannot, you know, to have any sort of like feeling of like, oh, what you're going through is also universal to what I'm going through, because honestly, we're all part of the same thing. It doesn't matter how much melatonin we have in our skin, or what language we speak, or what religion we happen to believe in. That all operates sort of inside this finite understanding of separateness. But we are all one. You know, that is really what I believe. And that is what I, you know, when I read Buddhist texts, and when I meditate, and when I think about these things, I start to see, oh yeah, well, you're just a part of me, I'm just a part of you, and that universal, that's what Buddha said, that universal suffering is something that everyone goes through, right? Because they want to hold on to something, right? They want to push something away. All this, you know, attraction to something that feels good, when that feeling is temporary. Everything, you know, this coronavirus epidemic we're going through right now, everything is temporary. You know, some things take a little bit longer, and some things, you know, are rapidly changing so quickly that we can't even, you know, perceive them. That's what they say when, you know, physicists study the molecular structure of matter, is that, no, nothing is solid. You know, this, to me, that my perception, you know, through my senses, is this piano is a solid thing, right? It's you know, I could break it apart, you know, and but it is a solid thing. When you look into with an electron microscope, or you really look, you know, deeply into that, you just see that there's these atoms, these electrons and neutrons that are just vibrating, right? That are just not a solid at all, you know. A little bit of a tangent there, But I started to think that, okay, consciousness goes out and we perceive it all as separate. And then it starts to come back in. And more of consciousness starts to, I don't know how to, it's all semantics. I can't really explain this with human words. Starts to realize, oh yeah, it comes back together again. That's what I really believe, that all these stories of God and that there is some entity separate from ourselves that is all knowing, all loving. That is not separate from ourselves. We become reintegrated. And, if you want to describe it as you go to heaven, if you want to describe it as, just your molecules going back into, consciousness coming back into itself, whatever way you can do that you can understand it. That understanding for me is where my empathy and my compassion starts from, is realizing, oh yeah, I'm in this time of the year, feeling more sadness. And I realize from some of the work that I've done in therapy, some of the stuff that I've gone through, that sometimes when I get sad, that's the sort of part of me that's really identified with this little lost child within me. And then the part that's the teenager, who's also really sad and lonely, of course, but the teenager comes up to defend that little boy. I feel that. You know what? I feel those tears of rage sometimes. I wanted to play this song. I'm just going to leave that thought dangling there, which is fine. What, dear daughter, beneath the sun, you'd have a treat a father's son. Wait upon him hand and foot, always tell him no. Oh, tears of rage, I said, tears of grief. Why must I always be the thief? Oh, come to me now, you know we're so alone. And life is brief. We pointed out the way to go and scratched your name into the sand. watched you discover there was nothing true. Most everybody really thought that it was a childish thing to do. Tears of rage, I said, tears of grief. Why must I always be the thief? Oh, come to me now, you know we're so alone. Life is so brief. It was all very painless. When you went out to receive all that false instruction, which we never could believe. Now the heart, it is filled with gold, as if it were a purse. Oh, what kind of love is this that goes from bad to worse? Oh, tears of rage, tears of grief. Oh, why must I always be the thief? Won't you come to us now? You know we're so alone. And life is brief. Oh, life is so brief. Bob Dylan and Richard Manuel. Boy, that's a great song. I still don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I get the life is brief part. Believe me. Once you get to 54, you start to realize. I start to realize, life really is brief. What do you know about that? Who would have thunk it? Those times when you're sitting in school, of course now it's all remote for my kids, but sitting in school and watching the ticking of the clock. I remember sometimes they'd sort of stop. The teacher would, go on and start messing with their papers. It's just like, yeah, just keep it down, whatever. And just be like, we got dismissed at 2:15. And it was like, oh my God, it's 2:12. Forever. Right? Forever, those 3 minutes to get to 2:15. Oh, it took so long. Oh man, sitting in meditation when I go to these meditation retreats, sit there for an hour. Oh my God, at first that hour was like freaking weeks, months. It was just like, oh my God. And the Vipassana Center, the guided meditation hours, they start and they end with chanting. And so you start to hear his chanting. You're like, oh, yes. But they chant for like 3 or 4 minutes, It's just like, oh, come on. Come on, don't do that to me. I hope everyone out there, is able to take care of themselves in this dark, dark time. Take care of yourself first, and then if you can, take care of someone else. Okay? I think that's just the best way to end these things from now on. Take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of someone else. God bless.